Good morning. I'm Spot On Weather meteorologist Matthew Euler. And today I'm kind of going with a Halloween theme, a chilling, a chilling forecast. Here's a nice images of some pumpkins, great carving job. The middle pumpkin there says Happy Halloween, got a little witch on the right, and a more traditional looking jack-o'-lantern on the left. So, what do I mean by a chilling forecast? Let's go to the current analysis and start with this spooky setup. All right, so we're looking at a upper level trough on the left. Again, I want to mention that all images, graphics are courtesy of Weather Unisys for the upper air charts on the left-hand image of every slide. On the right-hand image of every slide, I would like to definitely give credit to Tropical Tidbits. TropicalTidbits.com has a great array of weather model data, and I'm using their chart there on the right-hand side. So, looking at this spooky setup, all right, we're looking at a upper air trough or upper level trough digging into the northern plains today on the 20th of October. We have a lot of colder air that tends to funnel into the base of these long wave troughs. Think of long wave troughs as a giant bowl, and at the bottom of the bowl, if you ever pour a liquid into a bowl, it always wants to go down towards the bottom, right? Same thing with upper air troughs at 30,000 feet there, the chart on the left, showing a trough. Troughs are associated with cooler weather typically. Sometimes you get some really big storms to develop as well with upper air troughs at 30,000 feet. So we have an upper air trough digging in to the upper plain states, and this orientation of the trough is allowing a push of a stronger cold front. And we have a stronger cold front sitting off to our northwest today. We do have some scattered rain showers, some light rain occasionally falling outside the Spot On Weather studios today. You can see the green area there from New York City all the way down to New Jersey, southeast Pennsylvania, into Virginia, into Tennessee. So you got a lot of showery activity out ahead of the cold front. Actually some snowfall, as denoted by the blue colors, up into northern Minnesota and northern Wisconsin today on strong, cold northwesterly winds. Now, moving ahead to the forecast for tomorrow. So we have the rain showers today, the rain kind of going on and off today occasionally. Kind of cloudy out there right now in southeast Virginia. The cold front will move through tonight. We'll move through this evening, and it will be a very, very bone-chilling evening and a bone-chilling Sunday morning as well, as those temperatures, colder temperatures come in on strong northwesterly winds. For tomorrow, looking breezy, strong northerly winds just blowing in some colder air from the north, from eastern Canada, into southeast Virginia. The rain showers push offshore later tonight on the 20th, the evening of the 20th. So we're looking drier tomorrow on the 21st to round out your weekend. Look at the upper air trough. The wind flow at 30,000 feet on the left-hand image, generally from the northwest. And as we get deeper into the fall season, that typically leads to much colder air for southeast Virginia. There's a strong 1,033 millibar high situated over southern Missouri tomorrow, just funneling in the colder air on its front side into the mid-Atlantic. Moving ahead to Monday, the 22nd of October, as everybody goes back to school and work, we still have more of a troughing type pattern, generally from the Wisconsin area into Michigan. That's where the base of the trough is at. The trough does begin to lift out a little bit on Monday. We have the surface high pressure sliding in from the west by Monday the 22nd of October. So we expect the winds to become much less by Monday. It's going to be really breezy Saturday night, overnight, and Sunday. But then by Monday, those winds do subside. The pressure gradient does relax by that point in time. So looking dry, lots of sunshine on your Monday to start the week. Moving ahead to Tuesday, we have an upper level ridge situated over western Canada, and that troughing, the whole conveyor or the belt of colder air is shifted mainly into the upper Midwest, Michigan, into New York State, into New England states up to the north. That's where the coldest air will be on Tuesday, the 23rd of October. High pressure that was basically situated over North Carolina on Monday, the 22nd, that's going to slide offshore. those winds are going to shift around to the southwest by Tuesday during the day. That's going to result in a moderation of high temperatures up to 70 degrees by that point. Moving on into Wednesday, the 24th of October, we have another, that dip in the jet stream becomes a little more amplified from eastern Canada down into Pennsylvania, New Jersey. But that orientation of the jet stream, once again, is enough to push another cold front through southeast Virginia by Tuesday evening. And that's going to result in another cool down, another wind shift to the north-northeast by Wednesday the 24th. We are looking for a fairly dry frontal passage this time on Tuesday evening into Wednesday morning. Behind the cold front, the temperatures will moderate down to the lower 60s for high temperatures and some 40s, upper 40s to near 50 at nighttime. Moving ahead to Thursday, the 25th of October, the jet stream, that upper level trough, kind of pushes away or moves away from the New England states a little bit. So we get more of a zonal west-east jet stream at 30,000 feet. Surface high pressure, 1031 millibars, situated over southern Michigan. We still have a north-northeast wind component by Thursday, keeping things rather chilly with high temperatures in the lower 60s, about 62, 63 degrees on Thursday. Moving ahead now to Friday the 26th of October, we have a new, on the left-hand image there, I'm showing some more by the yellow colors and the orangish colors. There's some more jet stream energy and a digging trough into the Rocky Mountain states out in the western U.S. And we have high pressure still in control for Virginia. Another dry day on Friday the 26th of October. More of a west-to-east wind regime with the jet stream at 30,000 feet. Moving ahead now to Saturday, next weekend. Oh boy, looking rather dynamic and exciting. And frightening too. We got a deepening trough developing over Texas into Arkansas. We got this huge upper level ridge building into British Columbia along the west coast of the United States. And that trough deepening over the central plain states. We're expecting more of a seasonable temperatures for Saturday the 27th, still remaining dry. On the image on the right, though, I want you to notice that we have an area of low pressure that is developing into the northern Gulf of Mexico. And a lot of rain for the southeast states next Saturday. Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, into South Carolina and Florida. A lot of rainfall possible next weekend. Now moving ahead to the 28th of October, next Sunday. We have the area of low pressure that developed over the Gulf Coast in the northern Gulf of Mexico. That's moving up the East Coast. And I alluded to this in the last video. On the left-hand image there, you see that deepening long wave trough or upper air trough there. That's generally an area where you get some kind of storm development at the surface on the front side of that upper air trough. And if you look on the right there, we have a 1,003 millibar low situated over North Carolina, according to the GFS model next Sunday the 28th. So it could be rather wet end of the weekend next weekend for us here in southeast Virginia. Keep in mind, though, I did take a look at other models, European, Canadian. The European model is showing a intensifying storm, but remaining over the water, over the western Atlantic, not quite moving close enough to give us any sensible weather as far as rain or anything like that. The Canadian model is even further offshore than the European model, so we're going to have to keep an eye on this. There's definitely hints, that long wave pattern there at 30,000 feet on the left, the jet stream, definitely in a good position to maybe create some kind of storm system. So we're still keeping an eye on that. So here are my final thoughts in today's video. We are expecting a strong cold front that's going to move through southeast Virginia this evening, and you'll know when it is through the area because those winds will become strong. They'll be from the west-northwest right behind the cold front, and then they eventually will shift around to the northwest this evening at 20 to 25 miles per hour with gusts to 35, as high as 35 miles per hour, and spine-tingling chill to the air by Sunday morning. Breezy and quite cool on Sunday with dry conditions. It's drying out, but it will be very chilly tomorrow. We're only looking for a high of about 58 degrees tomorrow. Normal high this time of year is about 68 degrees, so about 10 degrees below the normal for southeast Virginia for this time of the year. High pressure will then move overhead with a weaker pressure gradient on Monday. What does weaker gradient mean? That means light winds That means lots of sunshine, and that does mean a slightly modifying temperatures into the lower to middle 60s by Monday. Moderating high temperatures even further, closer to 70 degrees by Tuesday, as the high pressure system moves off the mid-Atlantic coast into the West Atlantic. We expect those winds to blow from the southwest, a clockwise flow around the high pressure system by Tuesday, with highs climbing up to 70 degrees. And then the next cold front will be knocking on our door, moving through late Tuesday night, with another cool down expected for Wednesday and into Thursday. We are expecting highs both Wednesday and Thursday in the lower 60s for the most part. Lots of sunshine. Overall, it's looking like a pretty dry upcoming work week, Monday through Friday. Now, we are still watching for a possible big East Coast storm sometime between 25 and 28 October. So between the 25th and the 28th, we still got to keep an eye on it. I was just looking and comparing model data before making the video. The European model is just offshore, and the Canadian model is further offshore. So in both cases, it doesn't look like we get much in the way of heavy precipitation in association with this storm system. The GFS brings the moisture in much closer to the coast and overhead Southeast Virginia by especially late next Saturday and Sunday, the 28th of October. And we are watching for a possible, a big East Coast storm. As I mentioned, we're going to keep watching for that. We'll keep an eye on that. And we are also watching for spine-numbing and frightfully cold air the last week of October into Halloween. So I am looking longer range beyond just next week. And there are signs with the long range weather pattern, with the jet stream, that we could be in for a spine-numbing and frightfully cold air the last week of October and Halloween. So stay tuned for that. And you may have to wrap your mummies up a little more than usual for trick-or-treating this year. Again, we'll keep an eye on that. There's a lot that could change between now and then. And then, in conclusion for today, I'm really intrigued. I've been doing some research on this. This image is courtesy of the National Weather Service office in Wakefield, Virginia. But I am intrigued, very intrigued about the upcoming El Nino and the Mid-Atlantic winters. What I'd like to do is, put together something hopefully soon to include a breakdown of what El Nino winters typically bring to the Mid-Atlantic, to our particular area as a whole. So stay tuned for that. And that wraps things up today from Spot On Weather. If we're not spot on, we're not doing it right.